I really wanted to love Crystal of Atlan. I was ready for it to be an MMO that would blow me away. I was ready. I was there on day one, and to be honest, I did have fun with the game for the first launch week. The combat was slick, I loved that you could play any character without having to deal with a gacha, and the story was incredibly mediocre, and I had to resist pushing the skip button with every fiber of my being. That being said, there is a skip button for those that want it. Before we get into it, I want to make something very clear. This review is coming from someone who dumped a ton of hours into this game. I have all my alts at max level, and was in the top 10 leaderboards for Magiblade for about a week or two. I'm not the type of guy to dump a review on a game after 5 or 6 hours, especially for something that's styling itself as an MMO. So I've completed all of the endgame content, I'm fully geared, I'm fully geared in the terms of I have my class set for my main character, and it still needs some upgrades, but other than that, I basically have completed all the content. That being said, before we get into anything, we need to discuss the monetization of this game. Crystal of Atlan is a game where money can buy you anything, and despite having a really fun combat system, skill is unnecessary if you can just swipe your credit card. Money can quite literally buy power, and the more you spend, the more the game rewards you with huge numbers. Nothing in this game is just a cosmetic or cool skin. Everything, and I mean everything, contributes to your stat spread. Even the new mount system they added boosts your power per unique mount owned. While these power stats don't contribute at all to ranked PvP modes, it does impact ancient battlefield PvP matches as well as the mining wars mode. Make no mistake, this game is pay to win. The top spot in the PvE leaderboards will always be taken by whoever is willing to dump money in this game, and the PvP modes that allow PvE stats will always be dominated by those same whales. Outfits give you stats, mounts give you stats, pets give you stats, and you can buy gold to ensure you get the gear you want faster, and you can enhance it without a care in the world. Enhancements provide huge stat boosts as well. You can buy gold on top of everything too. Don't get me wrong, if you are strictly free to play, you can clear content, but outside of ranked PvP, it is next to impossible to be competitive in this game's leaderboards or unranked PvP without spending some hard-earned cash. Fuck it, you say, I'll just spend the money then. Well, you still have to contend with the gacha system. While this game does not have a 50-50, it has something worse. The outfit banner requires you to hit 60 summons before it will shell out a box containing 1 of 5 outfit pieces. Cool, I'll just select my missing pieces and I'll have a full set in 300 pulls or less. Oh, you sweet summer child. The box you win in the outfit gacha doesn't give you a box that lets you select an outfit piece. It gives you a box that will randomly give you an outfit piece. It is entirely possible to get 5 versions of the same outfit piece. Sure, you can dismantle your dupes and then buy them with a pity currency in the shop, but the dismantle output isn't even half of what each item is worth. Each banner has 5 outfit items, 1 title insignia, and 1 weapon. Each of those will run you 60 pulls for pity. That's not even getting started on the pet system. The pets in this game are strong, and I mean very strong. A maxed out Brilliant Crystal Fox will give you a shield that increases your damage for 14 seconds, sometimes heal you when you use a skill. Every attack has a 60% chance to do 10% more damage, and when you ult, you get another 12% more damage. And that's just one. You can have 2 pets passively buffing you and inflating your stats. In fact, one of the best pets in this entire game is tied to just spending a lot of money. The game knows this, so it makes pet pulls cost about 30% more premium currency and boost the number of pulls required to hit pet pity by a whopping 150. So compared to the outfit gacha, which is 60, that is 110 more pulls that you need to do. Let's contrast this with another 3D gacha game. Wuthering Waves also has 2 big banners per patch. One is for the character and the other is for their weapon. If you miss your 50-50, the character banner is 160 pulls per copy of the character and another 80 pulls for their weapon for a total of around 240 pulls if you hit hard pity. Hitting hard pity in Crystal of Atlan and getting lucky enough to get The 5 different costume items requires a whopping 480 for brocade summons, 150 for one copy of the pet, and another 150 if you are trying to get the mount as well. While some will try to argue that this is okay because free-to-play players can sell gold on the market for free pulling currency, I would say, what gold? If you are trying to gear your main character, all that gold is burning up in enhancement. Millions, and I mean millions of gold are spent every single day trying to get your enhancement level from 14 to 15. And if you fail, your enhancement goes down, which is reason enough to just drop this game. Personally, I think this gacha system is predatory as fuck, and while a free-to-play player can choose to not engage in it at all, you can see players everywhere walking around in full gacha gear, and if you have played Ancient Battlefield, I guarantee you've been murdered by someone who has a Supreme One title equipped. That took a while, but let's talk about the game's only saving grace, the combat. Crystal of Atlan's combat feels nice to play, and like I said before, none of the classes are locked behind gacha systems. Each class has unique skills and a main combat gimmick. Players can slot whatever skills they like in 8 main slots as well as 2 ultimates. Last minute dodges increase your limit break, super mode, and well, that's about it. Overall, the combat feels fluid and more than serviceable. Each of the classes offer unique playstyles and different fantasies. If this combat system was tied to a different game, I actually think it would work quite well. I did play 6 different classes to max level, and they each offered fun and interesting gameplay. I wish I had more to say about this aspect of the game. But it's honestly just really fluid combat tied into a game that doesn't care that it has this really fluid combat. PvP in Crystal of Atlan is actually pretty fun. In ranked, for the lower levels. Lots of caveats there. Each 1v1 encourages skillful use of dodges and positioning, otherwise you'll get comboed pretty badly. As you climb the ranks, you begin to notice something strange. What was once a fun, diverse set of matches against all the classes begins to devolve into a never-ending barrage of starbreakers and gunners. Occasionally, you will face the odd player or two who manage to make it to those higher levels as a different class, but they are few and far between. What this should tell you is that this game's PvP isn't really balanced too well. It is easier to climb as a Starbreaker and Gunner because those two classes give the players many more tools at an easier skill floor than the other classes, making them objectively better, and that's in ranked PvP with equalized stats. The unranked PvP modes let you use the power you paid for in the gacha to just steamroll opponents. Overall, the PvP is fun at lower ranks and boring at higher ranks, and just awful in unranked modes. This game calls itself an MMO, and indeed has many of the systems that MMOs pride themselves in. Crafting, gathering, cooking, and gearing all exist in this game, but somehow only in their worst forms. Time gates and limited rewards exist everywhere in Crystal of Atlan. Want to gather? That uses daily stamina. Want to cook? That also uses daily stamina. Want to grind for equipment? Good luck, since that's gated too. The last one is especially egregious, since you can roll gear that's not even for your class. You can circumvent this to some extent with the pity system they have for endgame gear. You can buy Abyss Desirium, which increases the drop chance of the item you are chasing with in-game gold, which of course you can also buy with premium currency. After a certain number of completions, which is boosted by the Desirium, you can guarantee the drop. Only for your very next drop to be the same item you invested so much time and effort into getting. Yes, that's right, even with all that garbage I showed before, you can still get duplicates of currently equipped items. It's infuriating. Hell, even the story is time gated, requiring the player to wait for 24 real-life hours before they can progress, which is one of my biggest pet peeves in all of gaming. Some people can only enjoy this hobby for certain days at certain times. Restricting play through systems that force the players to come back to progress is predatory and simply unfun. The story was not a good experience and genuinely barely deserves even this passing mention. To top it all off, grinding at one point just becomes a slog. If you do make it to the higher tiers of power, you can destroy some bosses with 2 button presses. That's fun maybe the first 2 or 3 times, but you have to grind these to get materials to upgrade your gear, and since there is no way to increase rewards for more stamina at the moment, it means you are grinding out the same boring instances every day with little to no actual gameplay. It's quite frankly insulting. The only good system at late game is the raids, which does provide fun mechanics for you and your teams to contend with. But one fun endgame activity does not negate the pure slop that comes before it. Nothing about this game stands out in a meaningful way aside from its combat, and even that is eclipsed by its contemporaries. Want fun real-time combat? There are plenty of other gacha games and MMOs that can provide better experiences with more fun surrounding systems. Gacha games like Punishing Grey Raven, Zenless Zone Zero, and Wuthering Waves all provide fun combat with dodging and parry mechanics, as well as flashy visuals and unique character mechanics. MMOs like Final Fantasy XIV and Guild Wars 2 offer a plethora of challenging encounters and fun gameplay, while offering non-gated crafting and social mechanics. Crystal of Atlan is a game that offers little to its players and even less to someone who's looking for their potential forever MMO. In fact, I'm pretty sure everything it's trying to do will be done better by Blue Protocol Star Resonance when that releases later this year. I do not recommend you try out this game, save your money, and most importantly, save your time. I've been Scully Sinful, your big bro. Man, that's the first time I've ever made such a negative video before, but it felt nice to vent about my frustrations with this game. I'm constantly on the lookout for new MMOs and fun games, so if that sounds like something you would like me to talk about, please drop a comment and hey, maybe even subscribe. I recently came back to Wuthering Waves after dropping it last year, and it's been really fun. I might drop a review of that in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon.